So tip about to get underway. Valpo student section enthusiastic as usual, and I really admire these kids because the coordinated outfit is fantastic. Had the khaki shorts and the polos and everything last week, and now they're all wearing sports jerseys, of course in honor of the big weekend, I'm assuming. So look to hear a lot from them as well tonight. Tip is off, and it's controlled by Merrillville. With it, it's Wilkins. Wilkins dishes left, gives it off to Cameron Wilbon. Wilbon turns it over, driving the lane. Recovered by Walls for Valpo. Evan Walls looking to push quickly. In the backcourt, kicks it to Nicholas, right side. Nicholas on the right elbow, working on Wilkins. Nicholas kicks it out to Walls. Walls pops a little 12-foot jumper, no good. And rebound brought down by the Pirates. Transition game for Merrillville. Now it's Cherry, top of the key. Cherry working on Walls. Kicks it out right side. Now inside. Shot put up by Merrillville, and it's good. It's Wilkins with a baseline jumper for DJ. First points of the night, 2-0 Merrillville.
Full court pressure applied by the Pirates.
Vikings having trouble getting across half court. Nicholas kicks it out to Walls, and they do. Walls now right side helm back to Walls. Walls sets the offense. He'll be guarded by Wilbon. Wilbon's played excellent defense for the Pirates this year, and we can expect for him to be on Walls all night long. Inside jumper put up by Tenhove, no good. Rebound by Merrillville, brought back up by Wilkins. Wilkins takes it all the way down the floor, puts up a shot off the glass and was fouled.
Right now, the first thing that I'm noticing, Brandon, is the offense for Valparaiso, where they were patient and ran a slower offense. They're kind of pushing the ball against the Pirates, and I'm kind of surprised at that.
First foul of the night for Brandon Nicholas. And it's DJ Wilkins at the line for Merrillville. First one, nothing but net.
Number 5, DJ Wilkins.
So early on here from Valpo High School, 6:44 left to go in the first, 3-0 Pirates. Second free throw for DJ Wilkins is good. So all 4 points now for Wilkins, and it's 4-0 Pirates. Pirates continue to press as Vikings look to get it across half court. It's Walls, double team, looking for an outlet, finds Nicholas. Nicholas now pressured by Merrillville. They finally get it across. Up the floor now it's Paul. Feeds inside the Tenhove off the glass. And Connor was fouled and will go to the line.
A little slow getting the ball across the timeline with that press, but however, they did find Tenhove alone under the basket, only to be covered late there.
Foul was on Wilbon for Merrillville, his first. As Tenhove at the line. First point of the night for Valpo. 4-1 now. Pirates with the lead early on. Just can't get enough of that free throw stroke by Connor Tenhove. I think what did we say? Dikembe Mutombo last time?
You did say that.
It's not that far off. Second one was good. 4-2 Pirates. Merrillville with the ball now. It's Cherry. Left elbow. Back top of the key for Wilkins. Kicked it back out for Jonah Jackson. Touches it for the first time tonight. Now it's Atkins. 12-foot jumper, no good. Rebound brought down by Nicholas, and it'll be an over-the-back foul against Merrillville and an out-of-bounds play for the Vikings.
Personal foul on Pirate player number 25.
Great position by Nicholas there. Jackson just reaching over his back.
First foul of the night for Atkins as Vikings get it across very quickly. It's Drew Paul all the way to the basket. Easy bucket for Paul. A little layup, and tie game now at 4. Other end of the floor now for Merrillville. It's Jackson, no good. And it'll be out of bounds to the baseline, go back to Merrillville. So back and forth affairs so far. Go ahead, Rich.
Oh, that was clearing my throat, actually. But you know what? A good battle under the boards between Atkins and Tenhove right now.
Well, they're the two tallest guys on the court amongst the starters, so we can expect to see a lot of inside post play from those two and some battles for the boards tonight. Merrillville with it again, left elbow. It's Atkins. Atkins gets a dribble on the screen and gets the charge. Nice play there by Drew Paul, setting his feet. Turnover for Merrillville on the foul.
Little acting maybe a little there too, but nonetheless, it was a good move. It was definitely a good move.
And more importantly, that puts 2 quick fouls on Cameron Wilbon, who will have a seat as Jarius Stevens checks in now for Merrillville. Merrillville continues their 3-2 man press of the Vikings as Valpo's been having a hard time get it across half court here in the early on. 5:37 left to go here in the first, as it's a 4-4 ball game. They get it across to Paul. Now Paul up to Walls on the elbow, dribbles, stops, back to Paul. Paul looks to drive, does, underhand layup, no good. Kicked out, recovered by Merrillville. Merrillville will look to push. It's Marcel Cherry all the way down the floor. Kicks to left side, Jarius Stevens rejected by Valpo. Back up now, Walls on the recovery. Walls working on Marcel Cherry, gets it across half court. Walls keeps the dribble, kicks it to Tenhove in the backcourt. Now back to Walls. Walls. Right elbow, pivots, back out to Paul. Paul thinks about the three, reconsiders. Valpo slowing it down on offense. 3 ball now by Tenhove, no good. Off the back of the rim. Nice rebound there by Drew Paul with 3 Pirates surrounding him. Drew comes down with the board and is going to reset the offense. Paul now with it, baseline, looks to shoot. Little floater, no good. Recovered by Tenhove. And Tenhove puts it up and in. Valpo with their first lead of the night at 6-4. 4.5 left to go here in the first quarter. It's other side Merrillville now. Jarius Stevens under the basket. Lays it up and in from the left side. First points for Stevens. Reties the game back up at 6. Pirates continue to press. Gets it up the floor now, it's Walls. Walls gets it across to Paul. Paul kicks it back to Walls. And now Steve Helm with it at the point, top of the key, working on Cherry. Right side now for Cole Wolf in the game. 3 ball put up by Steve Helm.
Good ball movement. Good ball movement right there by Valpo, getting back to that passing game, looking for the open man. Great shot.
9-6 Vikings. 3.5 left to go here in the first. With the ball now for the Pirates is Atkins. Atkins thinks about the 3, top of the key, picks up his dribble. Kicks it back out to Cherry, guarded by Walls, now right side for Jackson. Jackson looks to drive baseline, backpedals. Good defense there by Cole Wolf on Jackson, as he has to kick it back out to Cherry at the top of the key. Cherry looks to dribble, looks for the screen, gets one right side, kicks it out. 3 ball, Jonah Jackson. That's good from the baseline for Jackson.
3-point basket by Jackson.
So 3 points for Jonah. Tie game once again at 9. Valpo gets it up for Cole Wolf. Now Paul. Paul to Walls. 14-foot jumper for Walls and an out. Rebound by Stevens for Merrillville. Stevens brings it up the floor. Handles the point, working on Paul. Right side for Wilkins. Wilkins guarded by Helm. Atkins sets the screen to no avail, almost turns it over to Walls, and it's recovered. And a 3 ball put up by Jonah Jackson is good. So 2 consecutive 3 balls for Jonah Jackson gives Merrillville a 3-point lead. It's 12-9 Pirates.
Almost from the exact same spot.
Up the floor now for the Vikings, it's Paul. Paul picks up his dribble, lays up a shot under the basket with 3 Pirates around him, and Paul will draw the foul. So Drew Paul will go to the line for the Vikings.
Personal foul is on Merrillville Pirate number 25, Ramon Atkins.
And that's going to be 2 fouls on Atkins already as well. So Wilbon and Atkins, the starters for Merrillville, just 5 minutes, 45 seconds into this game, both with a pair of fouls. First free throw for Paul is good. 3 on the night for Drew.
Got some fresh legs coming in for the Pirates.
Wholesale subs coming in for the Pirates. Walters, Young, and Cox.
Going
in the game now for Merrillville.
Going a little smaller here, it looks like.
12-10 Pirates. Paul with his second free throw is good. So 4 on the night for Drew. It's a 1-point game. 12-11 now for the Pirates.
Number 34, Jay.
Vikings giving a free pass for Merrillville across half court as that Pirate press has really been something for Valpo so far tonight, Rich.
Yes, it has. It's giving them fits.
So it's Zion Young at the top of the key for Merrillville. Kicks it to the right side for Wilkins, who remains in the game. The only starter still in the game for Merrillville at this point. VJ Cox now with it. Left side for Zion Young. Young to Stevens. Jarius Stevens picks up his dribble, drives right side, a little layup, no good. And the putback, no good as well. third attempt put up by James Walters will draw the foul. So Walters will go to the line, coming off the bench for Merrillville. And that'll be the first foul for Tenhove.
Tenhove picking up that cheap foul, reaching over the back.
Non-shooting foul for Valpo as Zion Young looks to get it in and does to Stevens. Stevens now gives it to Wilkins. Wilkins for Walters. Walters thought about the shot, decided to give it back over to DJ. Wilkins now sets the screen, now gives it to Jarius Stevens. Stevens drives baseline, gets the shot and the foul. So nice play there by Jarius Stevens. He'll go to the line and try to complete the and one.
Beautiful quick drive through the paint. Didn't give his defensive man a chance to set up. Nice job on.
So Merrillville regains their 3-point lead, their largest of the evening thus far, 14-11, with just 1:24 left to go here in the first. Free throw by Stevens completes the play, is good. So 5 points in the night for Jarius as Valpo inbounds and will deal with this press once again. Nicholas gets it up to Tenhove, gets it across to Paul. Now back out to Nicholas at the top of the key. Cole Wolf thought about the three-pointer, no good. Decided to give it over to Jay Basaki. Nice shot put up by Jay, is good. 15-13 now. 2-point lead for Merrillville. Pirates other end of the floor now with Young. Over to Cherry. Now back out to VJ Cox. Zion Young with it once again on the left elbow to Jarius Stevens. Merrillville just keeping the ball away from the Vikings. Every player's touchdown in this possession thus far. And it's now in the hands of Marcel Cherry. Right as I say that, he lobs it over, and it's turned over by Brandon Nicholas. Nice play there by Brandon, gives it back to Valpo. Was recovered by Steve Helm, who gets it back to Nicholas, who will be given a free pass across half court.
Let's see if they
play there by Nicholas.
Let's see if they play for one here.
17 seconds left to go here in the first, and it's looked like that's exactly what they're doing, Rich. As it's Nicholas with it at the top of the key. Nicholas working on Walters. Kicks it out right side for Cox. Wolf. And Valpo will turn it over. With 4 seconds left to go, it was Wolf on the dribble. Had it knocked away, went off his foot. And it'll be Merrillville basketball with the length of the floor to go and 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. 15-13 Pirates. More subs come in for Merrillville for this last play. Cox gets it into Cherry. Cherry picks it up. 2 seconds. Cherry with it. Pops a long three. And it's no good. So that'll be the end of the first. It was a good one as we expected. 15-13 Merrillville. Rich and I will have the second for you right after this. Right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. McShane's Total Graphic Solutions puts your company name and logo on just about anything. We offer a full line of custom marketing products and services like custom imprinted mugs, pens, and magnets, quality employee apparel, with custom imprinting and embroidery, executive gifts, customer appreciation and gifts, and so much more. McShane staff can help you select the right items to help you achieve excellent results. McShane's 1-800-837-1400 or online at mcshanes.com.
Concussions occur when trauma to the head or spine temporarily interferes with brain function. Seeking medical care as soon as possible is important in making a full recovery and reduces the risk of developing long-term problems. The concussion clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart have a team of medical professionals experienced in evaluating and treating concussions. If you have a head or neck injury, don't wait. Head to the experts. For a head injury on the field, the court, or the ice, the phone number to the concussion clinics is 219-836-4461.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
And welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network. Coming to you tonight on 90.5 The Key and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. Second quarter underway here from Valparaiso High School. Merrillville with a 15-13 lead over the Vikings, who have the ball now right near Rich and I. Underneath the basket, it's Jay Basaki having a tough time, kicks it back out for Brandon Nicholas. Nicholas now to Helm, top of the key. Helm is worked on by Cherry. Cherry forces Helm to kick it back to Nicholas. Right side now once again for Helm. Helm lays up a little floater from 8 feet, and it's good for Helm. So 5 points on the night for Steve. Quickly, other side of the floor, now it's Merrillville. And a tie game, 15-15, early on here in the second. In the game still for Merrillville is Zion Young with it. Young guarded by Helm. Helm and Cherry exchange the ball a couple times, kicks it out to Walters. Inside feed and a turnover. They were looking for DJ Wilkins. Wilkins turned it over, recovered by Helm, who will look to get it up the floor. Merrillville on the press and will commit the foul against Helm. So Valpo will get it out of bounds, and the foul will go against Zion Young, his first.
Merrillville changed that press now into a man-to-man press.
Well, they went back and forth. They started in the man-to-man. They went with that 3-2 zone towards the end of the first quarter. And they're back to the zone now as Nicholas picks it up in the backcourt and will be given the free pass by Wilkins. Nicholas right side now for Cole Wolf. Wolf finds Nicholas cross-court right elbow. Nicholas now for Helm, top of the key, double teamed. Helm back to Brandon. Nicholas, the senior. Dribbles right side. Nice move by Nicholas. Lays it up and in. First points of the night for Brandon Nicholas. Gives Valpo their first lead since early on the first quarter, 17-15. Baseline three-pointer. Other side of the floor put up by Young was no good. And the rebound brought down by Nicholas. Brandon will bring it up the floor for Helm. Helm on the right elbow. Now back out to Wolf. Wolf inside. Inside feed for Bisacki. Jay can't find the basket, and a jump ball on the recovery. Possession arrow, I should say, going to Merrillville. 6:05 left here in the second quarter. 17-15, Merrillville with the lead. Stay tuned for the conclusion of tonight's game as Rich and I will be naming our Berry Brothers Blue Collar Player of the Game. Brought to you by Berry Brothers, providing quality work and safety footwear and apparel since 1946, as well as our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. That's brought to you by Crowell Companies, and they are your insurance superheroes. Merrillville ball, now it's Zion Young. Inside feed for Walters, kicks it back out for Charles Jacobs. Or excuse me, it was Jonah Jackson. Wearing 35 is Jackson. 9 points on the night now for Jonah on three balls. Yep.
I was going to say all three.
He's got half of Merrillville's points as they regain the lead at 18-17.
He's starting to like that corner over there.
I think he liked it before tonight, and he's going to like it a lot more. So it was Drew Paul with the ball here on the other side of the floor for Valpo, and he draws the foul. It'll be on Jackson. So it's Jonah Jackson's first foul with 9 points for Jonah. It'll be out of bounds here by Rich and I on the baseline for Valpo. 18-17, Merrillville with the lead. 5.5 to go here in the second. Nicholas having a hard time getting it in and does. It's Bisacki. Bisacki has it taken away by Wilkins. DJ Wilkins with just a nice aggressive defensive play. Got his hand in there. Got a ball all the way down the floor. 3 ball now for Wilkins. No good. And the board brought down by Tenhove. Tenhove gets up the floor quickly to Walls. Walls now to Nicholas. Picks up the dribble. Inside for Bisacki and lays it up and in. Nice spin move there by Jay. 4 points on the night for him. Gives Valpo the lead 19-18. Now it's Wilkins for Merrillville for Young. Top of the key, left side, Jarius Stevens. Stevens working on Helm. To Young, to Walters. Baseline cross court now, back to Young, top of the key. Young double teamed, kicks it out to Wilkins. Valpo doing a good job rotating on defense, making it hard for Merrillville to get some space, but they do with Jonah Jackson. So Jackson leads all scorers now with 11 with a little layup. 4.5 left to go here in the second. 20-19, Merrillville with it. It's Drew Paul, other side of the floor with a little floater from 14 feet. Gets it in for Paul. 4 points now for Drew, the senior. gives Valpo the lead now 21-20. Both teams just exchanging baskets here in the second quarter. Halfway through it. Merrillville with the ball now. It's Wilkins. Wilkins for Jackson. And now Young. Top of the key, working on Walls. Left side for Wilkins once again. Inside feed for Young. Young puts up a little shot. No good. Rebound brought down Evan Walls. Walls looks to push. Picks up the dribble now for Nicholas. Walls sets the screen to no avail. And Nicholas will take it back out to half court. Nicholas looks to drive. Does. Left side. And traveled.
Took that step, Brandon. Yep. He was looking to a fake pass and took the extra step.
So Nicholas looking to do a little too much with it right there. Turns it over. And Nicholas is struggling to get down the floor, looking for a timeout. Looks like he's favoring that left leg, but he'll stay in the game. And he's got the task of guarding DJ Wilkins, which is hard to do on two legs. So it's Zion Young now with it. Inside for Stevens. And Stevens was looking for Jackson. And ill-advised pass for Stevens. Nobody out there. Turns it over back to the Vikings.
Yeah, Nicholas is hobbling a little bit there. At first I thought he was just winded, but yeah, definitely he's hobbling.
Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Schererville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541, and they are online at rkmissgroup.com. Other side of the floor now for Valpo. It's Connor Tenhove. Underneath the basket, lays it up and in. Gives Valpo their largest lead of the night at 3 at 23-20. 2:48 left to go here in the first half. Tenhove now with 4. Working the top of the key for Merrillville now is Jackson. Jackson right side for Wilkins. Wilkins to Cherry. Now to Stevens. Stevens with the 3-ball, no good. Rebound, Walls. Up the floor quickly for Tenhove. And he can't get it to go from the right side. Rebounds picked up by Wolf, and Valpo will reset. That was a layup, in every sense of the word for Tenhove. Rolled off the rim, and Valpo will have to reset, looking to extend their lead. Inside feed for Tenhove, another little sky hook, and that's no good. So rebound for Merrillville. Back up the floor now, it's Wilkins. Wilkins dishes it back to Cherry, who will take his time. Cherry guarded by Walls. Now in the backcourt, it's Jackson. Jackson for Walters. Back to Wilkins. Wilkins picks up the dribble, drives left, gives it to Stevens. Stevens now with a move underneath the basket and finds space to the right side, lays it up and in. 6 points now for Jarius Stevens. 23-22, Valpo with the 1-point lead. Minute and a half left to go here in the first half. Quick moving game here from Valpo High School. It's Drew Paul for Tenhove. Now to Walls. Walls kicks it back out to Helm. 3-ball top of the key off the back of the rim. Rebound Walters for Merrillville. Quick transition game for the Pirates. It's Wilkins. Baseline drive for Stevens. Turns it over. Walls now with it. Walls left side of the floor. Nice behind the back move for Evan. Evan finds Drew Paul, who puts it up from 8 feet and good. Nice transition game by Evan Walls. Kicks the lead back out to 3 for the Vikings. 25-22, less than a minute to go. Other side now for Merrillville. It was Wilkins with it who drew the foul.
I'll tell you right now, Valparaiso playing really, really smart ball. Once they break that press, I think they found the key, and then they get into that half-court offense. They're doing a nice job looking for the open guys.
They're playing very well on both sides of the floor. And the scoreboard reflects that. 25-22 Vikings. 50 seconds left to go here in the first half. Baseline drive now, Cherry. And Cherry turns it over, looking for the outlet. Couldn't get it over the long arms of Connor Tenhove, and it'll be Valpo basketball now with 38 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Cole Wolf, top of the key, working on Jonah Jackson. Over to Walls, right side, Walls on the elbow. Back to Paul. Paul to Walls, 25 seconds left to go in the half, as Walls will take his time. Gives it over to Steve Helm. Helm working on Wilkins, picks up his dribble. Now back to Walls, who's rotated to the right side, brings it back out top of the key. 9 seconds left to go in the first half. Walls with it, 7 seconds. Walls for Wolf. 3 ball, Drew Paul, it's good! And that'll be the end of the first half. What a way to end it for the Vikings. A tray for Drew Ball. Takes the lead out to 6. The Vikings' biggest lead of the night in the locker room. 28-22 Valpo at the end of 1. Rich and I will break down this very fast first half and have a lot more for you during the halftime show from Valpo High School right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Hey, it's Tara for Christensen Chevy. Christensen Chevrolet is a local family-owned and operated Chevrolet dealership celebrating over 60 years in the community, serving all of Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. If you stop in, you can see why families and businesses have put their trust in us for generations. At Christensen, we have an enormous inventory of new Chevys with all of your favorite models in stock, ready for immediate delivery, because that's the Christensen way. We're Christensen Chevrolet, proud sponsor of our great local high school athletic programs on Indy Boulevard in Highland, or visit ChristensenChevy.com.
Tonight's game is being underwritten by your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agents in Lake County. Different drivers require different kinds of car insurance. Coverage from house to house isn't always the same, and life policies vary too. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County is proud to, in part, underwrite high school sports on 90.5 FM WRTW The Key. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County.
Blue 82, located in St. John just across from Lake Central High School, is where big screen sports, mouth-watering food, live music, and good times are all on the same team. Featuring food prepared from scratch with top-quality ingredients, Blue 82 provides a fun and relaxed atmosphere for groups big and small. Blue 82 is open for quick lunches, outstanding dinners, and late-night snacks. To see all that Blue 82 has to offer, including their menu, the website is www.blue82.net. Morris Baseball and Softball Center, a new baseball and softball development program in Northwest Indiana, provides instruction for aspiring athletes. The staff at Morris Baseball and Softball Center has over 95 years of combined professional experience, and they provide instruction which includes game-tested methods used by major league teams. Located inside Omni 41 in Merrillville, Morris Baseball and Softball provides disciplined, well-organized practices and places players at highly competitive opportunities to achieve success. For more information on Morris Baseball and Softball, the phone number is 227-5250, and the website is morrisbaseballcenter.com.
Jack's Warehouse, Northwest Indiana's newest indoor family fun center, is proud to sponsor sports on the Region Sports Network. Jack's Warehouse has fun activities for all ages, including go-karts, bumper cars, sky trail, laser tag, and an arcade. Jack's even has glow-in-the-dark mini-golf. Located next to Omni on Route 41 in Merrillville, Jack's has 6 party rooms available for events and parties. For more information, the website is jakswarehouse.com, and the phone number is 322-JAKS.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
And welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. I'm Brandon Alexander. Next to me is Rich Castillo. We're at halftime over here at Valpo High School as the junior Valpo cheerleaders and their pink pom-poms are putting on a show for the home crowd. It's 28-22 Vikings in the locker room right now. A 6-point lead over Merrillville. A really quick-moving first half there, Rich.
Yes, you know, contrary to what I said in the beginning, my feelings on how the offense for Valpo should run, that they came out and they were running, like taking it right at Merrillville.
Yeah, they really were. Merrillville, with that half-court, or the full-court press, I should say, you'd really think that it would have a larger effect on the Valparaiso offense, but they've been able to get through it. I think a big reason for the quick-moving half, not a lot of fouls, and the possessions have taken a long time. 50 points on the board between the two teams, so we have seen the scoring, but the shots have been going in as well. Both teams are executing very well on offense.
Absolutely, you know, and we talked about the rebounding of Valparaiso before the game. Well, you know what, the rebounds are pretty well equal here. You're looking at Valparaiso with 9 and Merrillville with 6. If there's something that does stand out, it's the turnovers. Merrillville has 6 to Valparaiso's 2.
Yeah, both teams have seen excellent shooting from their playmakers tonight. Take a look at the scoring right now for Valpo first. Brandon Nicholas with 2 points, Steve Helm with 5, Jay Basaki coming off the bench with 4. Valpo, Connor Tenhove, I should say, the junior center, just 6 points, 2 for 2 from the line as Connor, but he's had some big plays off the boards as well. And Valpo's led in scoring right now by Drew Paul. He's got 10 points, a 3-ball to end the second half for Drew. Gave the Vikings their biggest lead of the night at 28-22. Taking a look at the scoring for Merrillville. Jonah Jackson scored 6 consecutive in the first quarter with 2 3-pointers from about the exact same spot on the right baseline. He has 11 overall. Jarius Stevens with 6, or 7, I should say, and DJ Wilkins with 3 points now for Merrillville. And that rounds out their scoring as well. So just a few players really contributing for the Pirates tonight. They look to see a lot more action, I'm sure, from Marcel Cherry and Cameron Wilbon, who spent a lot of time on the bench, as did Ramon Atkins, both picking up 2 fouls early in the first quarter. Yeah, but I tell you what, Jonah Jackson is the one that's really picked it up here for the Pirates. You know, he's been a force under the basket, but I tell you what, more importantly, he's got that eye from the corner. Yeah, absolutely. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and the Peak Performers return for another season on the Region Sports Network and RegionSports.com. They're underwritten by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Check out the Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Peak Performers every week on RegionSports.com. That's Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, with offices in Crown Point, Highland, Hobart, Lowell, and Schererville. And we certainly encourage all of our listeners on 90.5 The Key and on the internet at RegionSports.com to stay tuned after the game tonight for the Region Hoops Wrap-Up. That'll be Nathan Laird and Michael Brandner live from the RSN studios. They're going to have all the scores from tonight's action across Northwest Indiana. That's the Region Hoops Wrap-Up immediately following our broadcast tonight. Score a 3-pointer for your business by joining the RSN family of advertisers on our Northwest Indiana Prep Sports Radio Network or on our website at RegionSports.com. Whether your business is big or small, just give us a call. We can tailor a package to fit your business. That number is 219-923-2169. That's 219-923-2169. And by all means, let us know that you're listening tonight. Just send us an email to fanmail@regionsports.com, and Rich and I will give you a shout-out during the broadcast. That's fanmail@regionsports.com. About 2.5 left to go here at halftime. The Vikings are out of the locker room, warming up on the far side of the court. Merrillville remains in there, as I'm sure we'll be seeing them come out here in just a moment. 28-22, Vikings with the lead. We're going to take a timeout and come back with the second half right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Concussions occur when trauma to the head or spine temporarily interferes with brain function. Seeking medical care as soon as possible is important in making a full recovery and reduces the risk of developing long-term problems. The concussion clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart have a team of medical professionals experienced in evaluating and treating concussions. If you have a head or neck injury, don't wait. Head to the experts. For a head injury on the field, the court, or the ice, the phone number of the concussion clinics is 219-836-4461.
Triple Crown All-Stars Baseball and Softball Academy in Schererville is a year-round instructional facility featuring a fully AstroTurf building for team practice, batting cages, infield, and pitching mounds. The staff at Triple Crown features years of professional instruction in hitting, pitching, and fielding for both baseball and softball. Triple Crown All-Star Baseball and Softball Academy is located at 2208 US 41 in Schererville, and the number to call to make a reservation is 219-864-0711. The website is triplecrownallstars.com.
Your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are proud to be contributing members of the community here in Northwest Indiana. Your local Chevy dealers also pride themselves on their commitment to help you find a vehicle of your choice at a Chevy dealer near you. Our website is ChevyDriveChicago.com. Once again, that's ChevyDriveChicago.com. We look forward to serving you. Chevy runs deep.
At the Crowell Companies, our customers are more than just numbers on a ledger or anonymous people who sign up online. Our customers are the families we see at the ball fields, the grocery store, and all around the community. That's because for nearly 50 years, the Crowell Companies have been part of the community right here in Northwest Indiana, offering personalized custom services that only a local company can provide. For home, auto, and business insurance, it's the Crowell Companies, 923-2131, and online at crowellinsurance.com. The Crowell Companies, home of the insurance superheroes.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
Listening to Prep Basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, WRTW, and around the world on the internet, streaming live at regionsports.com, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the MVPs of MPG. Second half about to get underway here from Valpo. Want to let all of our listeners know that tomorrow, live on regionsports.com, will be the live video streaming of the wrestling sectional from Crown Point. That's going to begin at approximately 11 a.m. That's live streaming video of the wrestling sectional from Crown Point tomorrow morning on regionsports.com. Underway here in the second half. Quickly for Valparaiso, a two-point ball for Drew Paul is in. And that'll be 12 points in the night for Paul and extends the Valpo lead to 8. Now it's 30-22.
I expect to see the Pirates pick it up a little bit here, push the ball a little bit more, and maybe quicken the pace a little bit more.
Well, we already saw that in their first possession, Rich. We talked about it briefly in the halftime show, that they need to really kind of pick up the pace on offense and be a little more aggressive under the basket. We just saw DJ Wilkins do that there, and he will be at the line for 2. The first one is no good for Wilkins. It was a 10-hole with that foul, Rich?
You got number 3 up there, don't they?
Nicholas.
There we go.
That's 2 fouls on Nicholas. Second free throw was no good for Wilkins. Score remains 30-22. Evan Walls with the recovery for Valpo. 3 ball put up by Steve Helm for Valpo. That's no good, and on the rebound, there will be a foul. And that goes against Nicholas. Now 3 quickly here in the second half on Nicholas. 2 fouls in the first 45 seconds of the half. That's just what the doctor ordered for Merrillville. Want to see him off the floor. And it'll be Pirate basketball with an 8-point deficit, 30-22 Vikings. Just underway here in the third quarter. Brandon and Rich with you from Valpo High School. You're listening to high school basketball on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Over here now for Valpo, it's Ramon Atkins. Atkins fakes the shot, picks up the dribble, kicks it left, now Wilbon. Wilbon on the right elbow, working on Paul. Nice move there by Wilbon, finds the space on the baseline. Lays it up and in, and 1. Foul will go against Paul. That's his first. And Wilbon working on 2 fouls himself. His first points of the night. Will go to the line and look to complete the 3-point play.
That offensive set for the Pirates, they had everybody up high, looking for some cutter down below.
Free throw by Wilbon is good. First 3 points of the night for Cameron. Merrillville picking up the pressure on this full court. Going back to a man-to-man press now, and it's Walls. Walls for Helm, having a hard time. He gets it across as Helm. Helm double teamed. Tenacious defense by Merrillville, and Valpo is going to have to take a timeout. A 30-second timeout for the Vikings. And we want to remind our listeners once again to stay tuned with us. We'll be naming the Berry Brothers Blue Collar Player of the Game and the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game after tonight's broadcast. And then, of course, that'll be followed by the Region Hoops Wrap-Up Show with Nathan Laird and Michael Brandner from the RSN studios. Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Schererville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Phone number is 219-864-8541, and they're online at the rkmissgroup.com. That's rkmiss, Group.com. Looks like a different Merrillville team out there in the second half, Rich.
Right now, it is. When you look at them, they have more intensity, new game plan, obviously, by TJ Lux.
So inbounds now for the Vikings. It's Wolf, and gets it into the backcourt for Walls. Walls working on Cherry. Right elbow isolated. Walls finds Helm. Helm now cross court for Wall. Walls inside for Tenhove. And Tenhove puts up the shot.
Jump ball.
And it'll be a jump ball, which I really can't explain that. It looks like Tenhove got the shot up, but they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow with Merrillville as the Pirates will get the basketball.
Wilkins got away with that one.
It's DJ Wilkins with it. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Mitchell for Walters on the right elbow. Inside feed for Atkins back in the game. Atkins over to Wilbon. Wilbon, Wilkins. Wilkins top of the key, looks for space, finds it left side. Nice move by DJ Wilkins, lays it up and in. Cuts the lead to 3 for Valpo, 30-27 Vikings. What a move there by DJ. Back on defense in the full court now for Merrillville is Wilkins. And Walls looking for the outlet bounce pass, or the inlet bounce pass. He was looking for Paul. It went off the foot of Merrillville, and they'll call it a kick.
Valparaiso taking a lot of time getting that ball over the 10-second line.
So Wolf with the inbounds now finds Tenhove. Tenhove makes the spin move, was looking for the basket, and will draw the foul.
Personal fouls on Merrillville player number 23, Cameron Wilbon. That's his third.
So third foul for Wilbon. And it'll be an out-of-bounds play for the Vikings, working on a 3-point lead, 30-27. A little bit more slow moving. We've had a few fouls already here early on in the second half. Just 5:42 remaining in the third quarter. Helm gets it into Walls, who kicks it over to Paul. 3-ball baseline. Drew. No good. Rebound brought down by Atkins for the Pirates. Pirates in transition quickly. It's Jarius Stevens. Stevens on the right side lays it up and in. 9 points now for Stevens as Merrillville continues to press. It's Wolf on the double team. All the way across the court for Tenhove, standing down there by himself. And Tenhove on the baseline. Gets 2 points back. 3-point lead back now for Valpo, 32-29. 6 points for Connor. 2-point shot put up by Wilkins, and that's an air ball for Merrillville. Out of bounds back to the Vikings.
I was wondering when the Vikings were going to start noticing that Tenhove many times is by himself under the basket while
he's been there all night.
Press. Yeah, there he is again. There he is again.
So Valpo now with it. It's Helm on the double team. Now it's Drew Paul and Connor Tenhove with a 2-on-1, and that's easy money for Drew Paul. Lays it up and in. 14 now for Drew. 34-29 Vikings. 4:45 left to go here in the third. Merrillville now with it, slows it down on the offensive side. It's Wilkins. Wilkins directing traffic, working on Helm. Left side now for Jackson. Back to Wilkins. Inside now it's James Walters with a little 14-foot jumper. Nice move there by Walters.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout for Merrillville after the basket, 34-31. Vikings with the lead. 4:24 left to go here in the third quarter over at Valpo High School. Rich Castillo, Brandon Alexander. Want to remind our listeners once again that live tomorrow, right on regionsports.com, if you're listening to us online, that's right where you're already at. You're going to have live video streaming of the wrestling sectional from Crown Point High School. That's beginning at 11 a.m., and that's brought to you by Bob Reese, State Farm in Crown Point. That's Bob Reese, State Farm in Crown Point, bringing you live video streaming of the wrestling sectional tomorrow morning, right about 11 a.m.
And I have some score updates from around the region. Chesterton leads Lake Central 29-18 at the half. Lowell 26, Munster 24 at the half. Morgan Township 41, Hanover Central 20. That's also at the half. And Crown Point 21, LaPorte 10 at the end of 1.
Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball will be back next week with a lot more exciting hoops action. You stay right where you are at regionsports.com for all the details and the broadcast schedule. After the timeout, it's Viking basketball. Far side of the floor from Rich and I, it's Walls. Walls inside feed for Paul, who gives it to Tenhove under the basket. Wide open was Connor once again. And the bucket. 36-31 Vikings. 10 points now for Tenhove. Valpo students giving DJ Wilkins a hard time after that air ball a few minutes ago. They're just not letting it go. Wilkins now with it on the baseline. Feeds over to Zion Young with the three. Hopping shot for Young, that's in. His first points of the night. Cuts the lead to 2, 36-34 Vikings. Three and a half to go here in the third quarter. Valpo with it. Drew Paul with a baseline jumper is good.
Nice
Paul
job.
Can't miss tonight.
It was a nice job, though, the drive and then the kick out.
He's been on the floor all night, and he has been just the catalyst of this Viking offense with a 4-point lead on Merrillville. Battle for the top of the Duneland Athletic Conference tonight over at Valpo High School. Merrillville basketball. It was Ramon Atkins looking to feed Jerry Stevens underneath, and he turned it over. It went off a Viking player.
The last two sets over here, Valparaiso's changed their defense into a 2-3 zone, which has stopped Merrillville from that driving, slashing offense.
So Drew Paul and Evan Walls both have a seat for the Vikings for the first time tonight.
And just as I say that, they go back to a man-to-man.
Of course they do. Stevens now with it over to Young, top of the key. Young dribbles right, kicks it back Stevens. Stevens on the elbow, right side, working on Tenhove. Tenhove with those long arms. Stevens wasn't going to get a shot off, kicked it back to Young. Young picks up his dribble, right side, rejected by Wolf for Valpo. Stevens recovers, or Young recovers, I should say, gets the basket. That time he was fouled. First foul of the night for Wolf.
Right, Wolf at 6 foot, trying to drive the lane against, excuse me, was it
Young?
Young,
yeah.
Driving the lane against a 6'4".
And Cole Wolf.
Yes.
Cole Wolf is a long 6'4". When he extends those arms, there's not a lot that a guard in this region can do against that kind of size in the backcourt for Valparaiso. Second shot for Young was good. Makes 1 of 2. 38-35, Valpo with the lead. They've kept it all the third quarter. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Brandon Nicholas is checked back in for the Vikings. It's Connor Tenhove out of the backcourt. Drives the lane, picked up a foul. Foul's going to go against James Walters. That'll be his first. 14 fouls now for Merrillville. Or excuse me, 14 fouls for Valpo. Just a couple now for the Pirates here in this second half. Inbounds play, it's Wolf that finds Tenhove. Tenhove drives the baseline, spin move, gets it up, and can't get it to go. Off the inside of the rim, nice move there by Connor. Draws the foul.
That was a big-time move. Driving the baseline with a spin move and nice finger roll. Couldn't get it to fall.
So second foul, real quick there for James Walters, and it's Tenhove at the line for 2. First one is good. So 11 on the night for Connor. Takes the lead back out to 4, 39-35. Second free throw for Tenhove. Takes a couple bounces and finds the twine. So 15 now for Connor. 40-35 Vikings. Merrillville having a hard time getting across half court and does. And it'll be Marcel Cherry that slows it up. Young to Cherry. They exchange passes a couple of times. It's Young with it now, working on Brandon Nicholas. Back to Cherry. Right elbow for Jonah Jackson. Jackson couldn't get a hold of it, turns it over off his knee. Back to the Vikings.
Valparaiso doing a nice job switching defense, going back to that 2-3 zone again.
Well, with the, I guess what you could call a little more aggressiveness for Merrillville here in the second half has led to some more mistakes as well. We've seen a few more turnovers, and we've seen Valparaiso keeping control of this game despite the efforts of Merrillville, who are a little bit more amped up here in the second half. But Valpo keeping their 5-point lead at 40-35, just under 90 to go here in the third quarter. It's Cole Wolf for the Vikings. Wolf picks up his dribble left side, double team, now over to Helm. Helm drives the lane, back out to Nicholas. Thought about the three, drives the lane, back over to Basaki, who's back in the game for Valpo. And Jay will draw the foul.
Player number 35, Jonah Jackson. That's his second.
Jonah Jackson with his second foul on Basaki. It was a non-shooting foul. It'll be out of bounds for the Vikings. Helm with it on the baseline. All the way to the backcourt for Nicholas, who will set the offense. Nicholas working on Young. Crossover dribble for Nicholas. Left side now for Basaki. Basaki looking for the laser pass for Tenhove. A little off the mark. Hit Zion Young right in the shoulder, was able to get a handle on it. Other side of the floor, now it's Young for three, and that's no good. Rebound Tenhove. 45 seconds left to go here in the third. It's Nicholas for the Vikings on the right elbow. Nicholas. Cross court now for Wolf. Pops the three and good. Cole Wolf with his first points of the night with a nice stroke from the left elbow. Takes the lead back out to 8 for the Vikings. 30 seconds to go here in the third. Pirates look like they're going to take their time, try to get the last shot as Wilkins is with it near midcourt. Getting the business from the Valpo fans once again is Wilkins. Over to Cherry, long three for Marcel Cherry, no good. Rebound by Cameron Wilbon, rejected by Valpo. Other side of the floor now for Helm, baseline jumper, no good. And that'll be the end of the half. What a defensive play there by Connor Tenhove, gave the Vikings a chance. But after three, it's an 8-point lead for Valpo, 43-35. Rich and I are going to come back with the fourth right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. McShane's Total Graphic Solutions puts your company name and logo on just about anything. We offer a full line of custom marketing products and services like custom imprinted mugs, pens, and magnets, quality employee apparel with custom imprinting and embroidery, executive gifts, customer appreciation and gifts, and so much more. McShane staff can help you select the right items to help you achieve excellent results. McShane, 1-800-837-1400 or online at mcshanes.com.
Hey, it's Tara for Christensen Chevy. Christensen Chevrolet is a local family-owned and operated Chevrolet dealership celebrating over 60 years in the community, serving all of Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. If you stop in, you can see why families and businesses have put their trust in us for generations. At Christensen, we have an enormous inventory of new Chevys with all of your favorite models in stock, ready for immediate delivery, because that's the Christensen way. We're Christensen Chevrolet, proud sponsor of our great local high school athletic programs on Indy Boulevard in Highland, or visit ChristiansenChevy.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Crown Point.
And welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, WRTW, and around the world on the internet at regionsports.com. Chevy runs deep. Fourth quarter underway here from Valpo High School, 43-35 Vikings. And Valpo with it, and it's Evan Walls. Walls, top of the key, working on Jonah Jackson as Evan. Evan's had a tough night, no points for Walls here at the start of the fourth quarter. Drew Paul, top of the key now for Walls, left side. Walls kicks it back out. Three-pointer for Cole Wolf. Nothing but net for Wolf. 2 for 2 from the perimeter as Cole, 6 points in the half and the night, and an 11-point lead for Valpo, their largest of the evening.
Boy, he nailed that one.
First foul of the night for Walls as Merrillville was looking for the inlet pass across half court. It'll be an inbounds now for Walters. Walters now over to Jarius Stevens on the right elbow, dribbles to the top of the key. Back over to Wilkins. Right side Wilkins, screen set by Walters. Merrillville playing the perimeter game on offense with not a lot of time to burn, an 11-point deficit to overcome here in the fourth quarter. 3 ball put up by Jonah Jackson, can't find the basket, and the putback by James Walters is good. Nice play there by Walters, good awareness in the lane. 4 points in the night for Walters, wearing 0 for the Pirates. 46-37 Valpo. Other side of the floor, it's Walls. Baseline, Walls. Can't pick up the dribble, finds Wolf. Merrillville defense all over the place, picking up the double team of the ball handler, and there will be a timeout on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout. And remind our listeners once again, stay tuned after the game, the Region Hoops wrap-up show with Nathan Laird and Michael Brandner from the RSN studios. Well, they will have all the scores from all of tonight's action across Northwest Indiana. That's the Region Hoops wrap-up immediately following our broadcast. The Region Sports Network is proud to once again team with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance to bring you the peak performers this year on regionsports.com. They recognize Calumet Region student athletes for peak performance in athletics. That's Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Good coverage, doesn't have to cost more. Hey, they have offices in Crown Point, Highland, Hobart, Lowell, and Cherville.
And you know, Brandon, it's just not basketball. It's there's hockey on there. There's there's swimming. So there's a lot of other sports on there.
Well, all your Northwest Indiana sports action, all your information, standings, broadcasts, news, regionsports.com is the quintessential source for all of your Northwest Indiana sports action. And we certainly thank you for supporting high school basketball and high school sports in general by joining us here tonight. After the timeout, it's Valpo with the basketball. Just over 100 seconds left to go in this one from Valpo High School in the fourth quarter. It's Walls. Over to Wolf. Now it's Nicholas. Nicholas now for Basaki. And Basaki drives the lane and will draw the foul. Tenhove and Helm check back in for the Vikings. It'll be an out-of-bounds play for Valpo as Helm looks to get it in. And was looking for Drew Paul, but was tipped out by Wilkins. Go back out of bounds to the Vikings.
Quick reactions there by Wilkins, cutting off the passing lane.
5:54 to go. Tenhove in the backcourt gets it in from Wolf. Tenhove working on Wilbon. Takes it to the basket. Does Connor. And a floater goes in for Connor. Connor takes over his teammate Paul, is leading all scorers here tonight. Other side of the floor, it's Stevens with a little 12-foot jumper and good. So 11 points now for Jarius, and Merrillville will now take a full timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. We'll come back with you. 5.5 left to go here in the fourth. 48-39 Valpo right here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois.
Triple Crown All-Stars Baseball and Softball Academy in Cherville is a year-round instructional facility featuring a fully AstroTurf building for team practice, batting cages, infield, and pitching mounds. The staff at Triple Crown features years of professional instruction in hitting, pitching, and fielding for both baseball and softball. Triple Crown All-Star Baseball and Softball Academy is located at 2208 US 41 in Cherville, and the number to call to make a reservation is 219-864-0711. The website is triplecrownallstars.com.
Misprint can help your team's identification with team banners, trading cards, personalized team posters, stickers, decals, and fundraising ideas too. Misprint has two locations, 8244 Calumet Avenue in Munster, and in Hammond at 6931 Calumet Avenue. Both locations open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and in Munster, Saturdays till noon. Online, it's misprintusa.com. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print designs and signs. High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Ground Point.
You got prep basketball right here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 The Key, WRTW, and on the internet at regionsports.com, brought to you by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the MVPs of MPG. Inbounds for Valpo. Quickly, three-point ball put up by Cole Wolf, who's been hot tonight. Can't get it to go down. A recovery by Merrillville. Valpo with a 9-point lead. Pirate basketball, 5 minutes to go here in the game. For the Pirates, it's Cherry. Kicks it back out to Wilkins. Wilkins with a long two, no good. And recovered by Cherry. Inside feed now for Atkins. Can't get it to go. Wilbon with the putback. Can't get it either. Rebound by Tenhove, who will bring it up the floor for the Vikings. Tenhove to Paul. Now to Wolf, who will slow it down. Cole Wolf with it. Picks up the dribble. Nice move. Kicks it back out to Drew Paul. A baseline jumper is good for Paul. 50-39 Vikings, their biggest lead of the night.
Valpo kind of went to a little spread offense there, and when he drove the lane, he was able to kick it out to Paul.
Personal fouls on Valpo player number 4.
18 points now for Drew Paul. And 13 for Connor Tenhove. So we mentioned that front court as well in our Christensen Chevrolet keys to the game, Rich.
Yep.
And for once, it sounds like we knew what we were talking about.
For once.
Zion Young now with it. Over to DJ Wilkins. A three ball for Wilkins is good from the top of the key. Nice stop and shoot for Wilkins. 9 in the night for DJ. 50-42 Vikings. Pirates with the zone press now. 2-1-1-1. Drew Paul gets it. Tries for the layup. No good. Out of bounds will go back to Merrillville. So the Vikings have been able to find holes in that zone press when they're in zone, I guess.
Right.
They've gone back and forth from man to zone all night long, have these Pirates. And it seems like it's either Tenhove or Paul that's wide open on the other side of the floor. And the Vikings have picked up on it. They've gotten 8 points wide open in transition in that second half.
You know, they would be able to move that ball a little bit easier if they start hitting the breaking guy going forward. A couple times now I've watched Valpo as they pass the ball back after they have a guy going forward through the press.
After the inbounds, it was DJ Wilkins driving to the right side of the basket and draws the foul. That's going to go against Tenhove, his second foul, and it'll be Wilkins at the line for 2. Wilkins with 9 on the night. Working on an 8-point deficit, 50-42 Vikings. First free throw for Wilkins off the back of the rim. 2 for 5 on the night for DJ. That's unlike him.
Getting close to that 3-minute period where you got to start making these free throws, Brandon. You know, if you want to close that gap and be there at the end.
Second free throw attempt for Wilkins, nothing but net. Looks like he willed that one in, leaving his hand up there. Inbounds play now for Nicholas. Gets it in. Nicholas over to Wolf, kicks it back to Nicholas. Merrillville with the man-to-man press now. And they get it across. It's Helm. Helm pops a three from the right elbow. It's good. 3 ball for Steve Helm. Takes the lead back to 10 for the Vikings. Other side for Merrillville. They're going to turn it over. Much to the joy of the home crowd here at Valpo High School. 53-43 Vikings. Back with it. 3.5 to go here in the fourth.
Great job by Helm cutting off the baseline there.
Winner of this game will move to 13-3 and 4-0 in the Duneland Athletic Conference, and the loser will get their first loss and move to second place in the conference. 3 ball again by Helm. No good right side. Recovery Wilkins for the Pirates. Wilkins brings it all the way down the floor himself, gets it over to Young. Young on the elbow, back now to Wilkins. Wilkins working on Helm. Back to Young. Now it's Cherry. Cherry finds Zion Young, who pops the 3, no good. Rebound Brandon Nicholas. Nicholas for the Vikings takes it up the floor himself. Now slows it down. Over to Wolf. Now inside feed for Tenhove. Good movement for the Vikings. Lays it up and in does Connor. Lead now 12. 55-43 Valpo. Other side now it's Merrillville. And Wilbon. Wilbon outside for Walters. Baseline three. It's good. Pirates with some good ball movement of their own. Leads to a 3-ball. Takes the lead back down to 9. On the inbound, they got it to Drew Paul. Paul had it knocked away by Walters. So the Vikings will inbounds again. Walls checks back in for Valpo as Nicholas will have a seat.
Yeah, pretty much this whole game, the Pirates have had that full court pressure on.
55-46 Vikings.
Man, looks like man-to-man.
Referees sorting something out here, and they do. It'll be Cole Wolf to inbounds, looks for the touchdown pass, can't get it, inbounds it to Walls. Back to Wolf, Paul taking his time now to Walls. Back to Paul. Thought about the long three. Decides to hand it off to his teammate Cole Wolf. Wolf's been hot from the perimeter tonight. 2 for 3 with 6 points. Wolf takes the drive himself, left side paint, no good. Rebound Merrillville. Walters brings it up for the Pirates. Now to Wilkins, minute 45 left to go in a 9-point game. Wilkins with a 12-point jumper, no good. Time's running out of the Pirates. Recovery by Wolf. Evan Walls with the fancy spin move in the paint. Evan Walls showing off those ball handling skills. Triple team finds space in the basket. Lead back to 11 now for the Vikings. And that's Walls' first points of the night. 3-point ball quickly, other side of the floor for Jonah Jackson is in. That's 14 in the night for Jackson in Merrillville. And the Vikings with an 8-point lead. We'll keep it right here. This broadcast is a production of the Region Sports Network. Any other use, duplication, reproduction, or retransmission of the accounts and descriptions of this contest without the express written consent of the Region Sports Network is prohibited. I'm Brandon Alexander. Next to me is Rich Castile over at Valpo High School. We've had a good one tonight, 1 and 2 in the DAC going at it. And Merrillville got off to a strong start, but once Valpo got the lead, they haven't looked back.
You know what? We expected this kind of back and forth game and a close game, but you know what? I got to tell you that it was a surprise to see Valpo coming out with the type of offense that they ran tonight. They have taken it right to the Merrillville Pirates tonight.
Tonight's game is underwritten in part by the Randall K. Miss Accounting Group in Cherville. When it comes to business, let Randall K. Miss Accounting put the numbers to work. Their phone number is 219-864-8541. You can find them online at rkmissgroup.com.
You know, you touched on the points that these teams were scoring, the difference here, and you know, you can throw this paper right out the window here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mentioned in the pregame show, the Misprint pregame show, that Merrillville was scoring about 10 more points a game on the season than Valpo, but the balance is that both teams were just about plus 10 in the point differential. Quickly, turnover for Valpo on the inbounds. It's recovered by Jarius Stevens, and all of a sudden the lead now is 6 at 57-51 with 7 straight points for Merrillville. 63 seconds left to go in this one. The ill-advised pass for Evan Walls rolls down the floor and is picked up by Marcel Cherry. So Merrillville with it now with 53 seconds to go in a 6-point game. It's Cherry with it again. Looks to dribble. Left side, Stevens. Stevens drives the paint, turns it over. Taken away by Walls. Walls gets it up the floor for Tenhove.
Oh, boy.
Ball to Tenhove. Lays it up and in. Connor Tenhove, 20 points on the night. Other side now. It's Jarius Stevens who lays it in and draws the foul.
They just lost Tenhove in that last set. He was wide open.
That was just outstanding ball movement by the Vikings backcourt. Walls to Paul to Tenhove to Paul to Tenhove. Finds the space. Great play. 6-point lead for Valpo. It's Stevens at the floor right now. Stevens with 13 in the night, trying to complete a 3-point play and knock the lead down to 5. for the first time in this half. Free throw is good. So a 5-point game with 28 seconds to go. Pirates with the press. Walls gets it inbounds for Wolf, and Cole Wolf draws the foul. He'll go against Wilkins. That'll be his first.
Merrillville player number 5, DJ Wilkins. That's his first team set.
So just 5 fouls in the second half for Merrillville, which works excellently for them. As they've cut the lead to 5, they got themselves in this one, and they got a lot of fouls to give, Rich.
Well, they just changed it to a full. They were going to go to a 30-second. They went to a full.
Folks, stay tuned after the game tonight. The Region Hoops Wrap-Up with Nathan Laird and Michael Brandner live from the RSN studios. We'll be coming at you right here on 90.5 and regionsports.com. We're going to bring you all the scores and highlights from tonight's action across Northwest Indiana. That's the Region Hoops Wrap-Up immediately following our broadcast here this evening. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., regionsports.com going to have live video of the wrestling sectionals from Crown Point High School. That's going to be brought to you by Bob Reese State Farm in Crown Point. Live video streaming of the wrestling sectional. That's awesome.
That's going to be really exciting.
Looking forward to tomorrow morning, right around 11 a.m. on regionsports.com. But right now, a nice run by the Pirates put on to keep themselves back in this one. It was just a minute and a half ago. They were down by 13.
And you know what's really helped the Pirates, and it's going to help them again here, being able to set up that press, Brandon, coming out of a dead ball. You know, it's a different story when it's alive, the ball's still alive, and they don't have a chance to set up. Now, here we go again. They're going to have an opportunity to set up that defense. And look, they have somebody. They have somebody.
And they finally put somebody down there with them, with Connor Tenhove on the Merrillville side of the floor. Walls gets it inbounds for Wolf. Wolf for Helm. Helm looked for the shot and was fouled. I don't know why Helm didn't take the shot, because now it'll just be another inbounds play for Valpo. So 22 seconds left to go now. 59-54 Vikings on the inbounds. It's Walls. Walls looking for a man. He's got Paul on the baseline. Paul had it swatted away, turns it over. Recovered by Stevens for Merrillville. Wilkins with it, finds space. DJ Wilkins drives the basket. Basket no good, but draws the foul. Wilkins will go back to the line. 13 seconds left to go in a 5-point game.
Still alive here.
3 fouls now on Tenhove, as Wilkins, who has been a little out of character tonight from the stripe, will get 2. First one is up and is good. So 11 now for DJ in a 4-point game. 59-55, 13 seconds left, and Merrillville still with 2 fouls to give before the Vikings are in the bonus. Second free throw for Wilkins is good. And another timeout will called by Merrillville. This will be a 30-second timeout, and we will keep it right here. And a 3-point ball game. They have silenced this Valpo crowd. Have the Pirates in the last 2 minutes. What's happened to Valpo here, Rich?
I'll tell you what, I think they've become a little bit conservative, but you know what? A lot has to do with the mindset of the Merrillville Pirates. They came out in the second half. You pointed it out, a different team, you know, and they just applied the pressure. But I tell you what, they speaking of the Valparaiso Vikings, have gotten a little conservative here.
Well, it was white-hot shooting in the first half by Steve Helm and Cole Wolf with 4 threes and I believe about 7 possessions. They got Valpo to their lead, and the inside play from the big men for the Vikings of Paul and Tenhove, 1-2 in scoring tonight for both teams, has just been dynamic, and we haven't said much of any of that in the past few minutes, and that's how a 13-point lead all of a sudden becomes 3 with 13 seconds left to go, and the Vikings are going to have to get this ball in. Evan Walls on the baseline, Pirates in the man press. Walls gets it into Helm. Helm back to Walls, 11 seconds, and Walls is fouled. 3 seconds tick off the clock, and Walls heaves it down the court to the other official, and it'll be an inbounds play.
Yeah, they let some time click off the clock there.
They sure did.
They didn't have a guy out on the ball.
Yeah. All right, well, it looks like the scoreboard was a little off. It will now be a 1-1 for Valpo, as they are now in the bonus, and Walls will shoot a 1-1 for the Vikings. working on a 3-point lead here at home. Fighting for the top spot in the DAC. Free throw is off and misses it. Recovered by Cherry for Stevens. Up the floor, it's Cherry. Wilkins, 3-ball. Marcel Cherry, no good. And the rebound brought down by Walls, but a foul on the floor. Man, Wilkins wanted that one.
You know, from my angle, it was right on.
Yeah, it was on line, just a little short for DJ Wilkins. Could have tied this one up, but that took a lot of time getting up the floor. It was an odd play over there for Merrillville after the
free throw.
After the free throw, it didn't like anybody wanted it.
I don't know whether
all three guys put their hands up. They're like, "You take it." With 11 seconds left, I didn't get it. Either way, it was brought up by Stevens, and Walls is going to be at the line for another 1-and-1 for Valpo. Now with just 2 seconds left to go, so you got to think if he sinks one of these, it'll put the Vikings in the driver's seat to take that top spot in the Duneland Athletic Conference moving forward.
Yes, with 2.4 seconds. You know, a miss here. You know, I've seen a lot stranger things happen, Brandon. 2.4 seconds, come up the floor, long three. We're looking at OT.
Looking at the games coming up for both teams. Quick turnaround for the Vikings tomorrow night. They will be at Munster. Next week they're going to travel to LaPorte, be at Hammond Knoll, and then over at Crown Point on February 12th. So 4 straight road games on the heels of 2 at home here for the Vikings, who in 2 more seconds, if they can keep this lead, will be 13-3. Now looking at Merrillville. Quick turnaround for them as well tomorrow night. They'll visit the Red Devils over in Lowell. They have Lake Central and Munster next Friday and Saturday. Then LaPorte, Michigan City, Hobart will all go over to Merrillville for games. At Morgan Township, they'll finish their season hosting Penn on February 27th. So the road doesn't get any easier for Merrillville after tonight.
What a way to end the season with Penn. But I guess that's a good way to get into the tournament.
Valpo played Penn their 3rd game of the season on December 5th, a 5-point loss, 53-48. A 3-point lead right now for the Vikings is now 4, as Connor Tenhove makes the first of 1-and-1 with 2 seconds left. Sixth team of the night for Tenhove. Second one is good. 61-56, 2 seconds left. Inbounds Wilkins. Wilkins shoots the 3. I don't even think it'll count. It does not. And that'll wrap it up. Valpo, with the victory, remains unbeaten in the Duneland Athletic Conference and will take over sole possession of the top spot with a 61-56 victory here at home. Rich and I will come back with the post-game show right after this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
You're listening to the Region Sports Network on WRTW Crown Point and WRTK Paxton, Illinois. Tonight's game is being underwritten by your Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agents in Lake County. Different drivers require different kinds of car insurance. Coverage from house to house isn't always the same, and life policies vary too. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County is proud to, in part, underwrite high school sports on 90.5 FM WRTW The Key. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Lake County.
Concussions occur when trauma to the head or spine temporarily interferes with brain function. Seeking medical care as soon as possible is important in making a full recovery and reduces the risk of developing long-term problems. The concussion clinics at Community Hospital in Munster and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart have a team of medical professionals experienced in evaluating and treating concussions. If you have a head or neck injury, don't wait. Head to the experts. For a head injury on the field, the court, or the ice, the phone number of the concussion clinics is 219-836-4461.
Jack's Warehouse, Northwest Indiana's newest indoor family fun center, is proud to sponsor sports on the Region Sports Network. Jack's Warehouse has fun activities for all ages, including go-karts, bumper cars, sky trail, laser tag, and an arcade. Jack's even has glow-in-the-dark mini-golf. Located next to Omni on Route 41 in Sherrville, Jack's has 6 party rooms available for events and parties. For more information, the website is jakswarehouse.com, and the phone number is 322-JAKS.
Morris Baseball and Softball Center, a new baseball and softball development program in Northwest Indiana, provides instruction for aspiring athletes. The staff at Morris Baseball and Softball Center has over 95 years of combined professional experience, and they provide instruction which includes game-tested methods used by major league teams. Located inside Omni 41 in Merrillville, Morris Baseball and Softball provides disciplined, well-organized practices and places players in highly competitive opportunities to achieve success. For more information on Morris Baseball and Softball, the phone number is 227-5250, and the website is morrisbaseballcenter.com. Blue 82, located in St. John just across from Lake Central High School, is where big screen sports, mouth-watering food, live music, and good times are all on the same team. Featuring food prepared from scratch with top-quality ingredients, Blue 82 provides a fun and relaxed atmosphere for groups big and small. Blue 82 is open for quick lunches, outstanding dinners, and late-night snacks. To see all that Blue 82 has to offer, including their menu, the website is www.blue82.net.
Sports in the region are about tradition, and since 1946, Berry Brothers in Hammond has built a tradition of quality and service. With a professionally trained sales staff, Berry Brothers offers a selection of quality American-made work boots, safety shoes, and apparel. Located on Indianapolis Boulevard, a half-mile north of Interstate 94, Berry Brothers is devoted to providing exceptional service to ensure the satisfaction of every customer. Berry Brothers is open 7 days a week, and gift certificates are available. The website is berrybros.com.
High school basketball on the Key, 90.5 FM, WRTW, Ground Point.
Welcome back to another Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy Dealers presentation of high school basketball here on the Region Sports Network on 90.5 FM, WRTW, the Key, and around the world at regionsports.com. Brandon Alexander, Rich Castillo wrapping things up here at Valpo High School as the Vikings with a 61-56 victory over the Merrillville Pirates tonight in a hard-fought game. Quickly going to run down the scoring for both teams. For the Pirates first, Jarius Stevens, Jonah Jackson, both pitching in 14. DJ Wilkins with 11. Struggled from the night tonight, did DJ, and he certainly could have used those free throws here at the end of this game as the Pirates got it down to 3 points. But once again, are in the locker room now on a 5-point loss. James Walters had 7, Zion Young with 4, Cameron Wilbon threw in 3. For the Vikings tonight, they were led by Drew Paul, who was just dynamic on both sides of the floor tonight. 21 points for Drew, was all over the place on defense, played a ton of minutes. He only sat down one time, and I don't think it was more than 2 or 3 possessions, and he led all scorers with 21 points. Followed closely by his the junior teammate, Connor Tenhove, who was also just excellent tonight. 7 points for Steve Helm, Cole Wolf with 6 on a couple of trays, Jay Bisacki threw in 4, Evan Walls with 3 on the night, and Brandon Nicholas rounds out the scoring for Valpo with a bucket and 2 points. But those starters for Valpo were just outstanding tonight, and they are going to go home tonight winners, 61-56 over Merrillville. Time for our awards, Rich. First one tonight is our blue-collar player of the game. That's brought to you by Berry Brothers. And that's Berry Brothers. They provide quality work and safety footwear and apparel since 1946. They are your source for quality work, safety footwear, and apparel. They're located a half-mile north of 8094 on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond and are a blue-collar store for the blue-collar workers. So, Rich, our Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game tonight is?
Tonight it's Connor Tenhove, 18 points. Didn't have a whole lot of rebounds tonight, but then again, you have to look at the size of Merrillville. 3 rebounds, but I'll tell you what, he did a great job contributing.
So Connor Tenhove on the Vikings tonight. The junior is our Berry Brothers blue-collar player of the game. Remember, that's Berry Brothers, a half-mile north of 8094 on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond. Now, for the Crow Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crow Company has offices open from 9 to 9 Monday through Friday, Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. They are proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. Player of the game tonight, Rich.
Tonight it's Drew Paul, 21 points. Again,
absolutely.
Stepped up when he had to in a big ball game like this, and that's the way big players do. They step up.
So Tenhove, our blue-collar player of the game, and Drew Paul, leading all scorers tonight with 21 points, is our Crow Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. And that's Crow Company's. Office is open from 9 to 9 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City. Region Sports Network coverage of high school basketball on 90.5 FM and on the internet at regionsports.com is underwritten by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. They are the MVPs of MPGs. The Crow Companies, your insurance superheroes. Berry Brothers, a tradition of quality and service since 1946. McShane's, business products and solutions since 1921. The Lake County agents of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Christensen Chevrolet in Highland, they're driving the American dream. Misprint in Munster and Hammond for custom print, design, and signs. Blue 82 in St. John. Food, friends, and fun. Morris Baseball and Softball Center, they provide elite instruction. Randall K. Miss Accounting Group puts the numbers to work. The Concussion Clinics, the Community Hospital in Munster, and St. Mary Medical Center in Hobart. Jack's Warehouse, great entertainment for the whole family. Triple Crown Baseball and Softball Academy, where the All-Stars train. And by the Town Club Restaurant, Steak and Seafood, for 65 years. Want to encourage all of our listeners after the games tonight to stay tuned for the Region Hoops wrap-up show. That's Nathan Laird and Michael Brainerd. They're going to be joining you from the RSN studios, wrapping up all of tonight's action. But first, we're actually going to take it out to Crown Point, where you got Crown Point and Andrean playing this evening. Crown Point and LaPorte over at Crown Point. Jerry Siska and Jim Meast are going to have the call, and we're going to take you there right after Rich and I sign off. The executive producer of sports here on regionsports.com is Chris Ramirez. The chief engineer is Mike Bonaventura. Coordinating producer is Nathan Laird. And our game producer tonight was our very own Rich Castillo. A special thanks to Jody McManus over at 90.5 FM WRTW, the station manager over there, and of course Herb Hofer over here at Valparaiso High School. And most importantly, all of our listeners tonight on 90.5 FM WRTW and regionsports.com, we certainly thank you for joining this great sports weekend and started off with us here tonight at Valpo High School. We're going to take it over to Crown Point once again. Jerry Siska and Jim East with Crown Point and LaPorte and more Duneland Athletic Conference action. From Valpo High School tonight, it's Rich and Brandon signing off 61-56. Vikings with the win. Good night, everybody.
And another three-ball for Grant Kalon. Kalon having a big game tonight, Jim. That's 4 trays. That's 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23 points. 65-36. It is a 29-point Crown Point lead. Here's a